I've made a living in very dangerous.
An integrated home with all sides.
Dianne Andrews in black and white.
Hi, I'm Sydney Mays Robinson, and I am so excited to talk about Fuji's totes today. We absolutely love this household item. It is perfect for expectant mothers and families with fur friends. Yes! As you can see, Sasha, she absolutely loves her tote. This is something that she has had since a newborn. She'll be 12 months at the end of this month, and as you can see, she still fits in her tote, even at 23 pounds. So it's a great gift. You get a lot of use out of it, and it really is just something that makes her feel special and makes her feel loved. She loves the swaddle aspect of it, and she gets to enjoy it throughout the day. So it's just a great quality product and something that we really do enjoy having in our household. And Sasha enjoys having it too. Yay!
Welcome to Dianne Andrews in black and white. And I'm your host, Dianne Andrews. Thanks for joining us today, whether you're watching us in the comfort of your home or whether you're watching us on YouTube or whether you're watching us on social media. We enjoy you giving your feedback, and we also enjoy getting these shows ready for you, trying to inform you on things in the country, in the city, and in the world that are going on. Today, I'm going to do a show on something about the commercial driver's license. Many of you saw that there have been 30 people killed in 2025, 17 in crashes that the drivers happened to be non-domicile illegal aliens who could not speak English and who could not read the signs. 30 people in 1 year that we know of. That's a lot of people. So I decided, let me look at this. I want to see what's really happening. I know California has lost $40 million because they have more schools than anyone to teach CDL. And Texas has more CDL drivers. They have 200,000 drivers out of the 3.7 million drivers. Now I'm going to ask our guests, because in 2019 there were 10 million truckers on the road. And we're going to talk about what's the difference in a trucker versus a commercial driver's license class A, B, and C. So we're going to learn a lot today. And we're going to understand why the FMCSA is now saying, under Donald Trump, who did an executive order, that you have to have a proficiency in English to get a CDL. Does that make a little sense? I would not want to drive in France, drive a big wheel vehicle if I couldn't speak French and read the signs, because I'm going to hurt myself maybe. But an 18-wheel, I guess you don't worry about you being hurt. You hurt everybody else. A lot of people saw the horrific accident in Florida on the turnpike and they had the information on the audio and the video from the cab where the guy was so mixed up who was driving, and he happened to be an Indian, but he was illegal and he was driving, and another guy was in there, they were talking. He told him, just turn it around, go through the median, and go the other way, you're going the wrong way, in his language. And that's what he did. He killed 3 people, but they were not hurt. So come on back, we're gonna talk about what 42 means to a trucker. I bet, go look it up, you'll see what 42 means. Come on back to us and we'll tell you. Thanks for joining us today, Dr. Herman Marry Me. And a lot of people say, marry me. I said, did you really want to marry me? Because it does not spell at all like it sounds.
Correct. It's French.
It's French, yeah. You're from New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
He owns 3 CDL schools, CD Mentor Drive School, Driving School.
Correct.
Lake Charles, Baton Rouge, and Florida. Why Florida?
All right, so I visited a friend out in Florida, and then I found out that their workforce, most students cannot afford the tuition to go to school, and then when they come to workforce have so many requirements, right? One of them is income-based. So
Workforce
Florida
is an organization that pays people's tuition or helps pay?
Yes, so Workforce
we have
Innovation
Workforce
Act.
here?
You do.
I've seen it here.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And what that does is people that maybe lost their jobs or maybe low income, and they want to get a skill, a trained skill, whether it's truck driving, nursing, welding, or whatever, they'll supplement their tuition.
Well, I was surprised to see that 29 states, truck driving is the #1 job. That's amazing. And are there really 10 million and some or retired, or is it 3.7 active
Okay,
truck
so-
drivers, CDL holders?
Okay, so that depends which organization that you ask, okay? So according to the Federal Motor Carrier Association, there is a shortage, somewhere 50 to 60,000, because the baby boomers are retiring,
Right.
And the younger generation, they're not taking to trucking. They're more into tech, games, and everything
Well, I
else.
saw the average pay was $77,000 a year. That's not that bad.
It's not, if you can get that. That's average, basically, with New York, California pushing
Right,
it up.
right.
Here in Louisiana, if you stay local, it's about 40. If you go over the road, then you may get closer to the average 60 to 70.
Yeah, they were saying 47,000.
Correct,
They
the
said for
money.
Louisiana.
Yes.
But I don't, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, just getting out for young people, that's not, they have degrees and can't find jobs.
So that's interesting. Let me tell you this quick story, right, aside. There was a young man that went to Southern University here. He went for a year, and he didn't like it, right? He stayed at home just playing video games. His mother told him he needed to find a job or basically get out or go get trained. He came to us, right, and he came with an attitude that trucking was beneath him because he had been to college, quote unquote.
1
right?
year.
Yes.
He didn't
but-
even finish.
Yes.
Did you tell him I'm working on my PhD right now and I own 3?
No, what happened was that he failed a part of the test, and his mom got on him. He went back and
He
passed.
thought he was so smart and he failed the test.
Well, he was lack of. He wasn't putting his all
wasn't
into
putting effort
it
in.
because he, like I said, he thought it was beneath
Better
him.
than him.
Today, this same student works for a trucking company making $3,000 a week, better than all
3,000 a week?
150. And the way I know is because he had got a $3,000.
That's the owner operator. You said work for another truck.
He does. He does. And I'm not going to name the company.
Yeah,
here,
right, of
But he's now recommending his other friends who went to school and dropped out to come. In fact, 2 of them.
And it's a young man. What is he, 24, 25?
22, 23. Correct.
At 22, he's just 1 year doing it, he's making $150,000.
Correct, $3,000 a week, and he got a fine for $3,000. He paid it out of his check because he parked somewhere and they booted both of his
How
trucks.
is he making so much and other people can't they do what he's doing? Why is he making so much money?
Because he's decided to go over the road and stay over the road. He never he doesn't own a house. He lives with his mom.
Okay.
He has no responsibilities, so he's able to go over the road and stay over the road. Most of the young people, they go out 2 or 3 weeks.
Stay off the road.
Yes,
so
they
I'm
wanna
there
come back.
7 days a week.
Correct, he's out there.
And he
For
sleeps
months.
in the truck or
Correct.
get a hotel.
No, he sleeps in the truck.
Is there a back area that people can sleep in?
So there's
back there?
parking areas. Like if you ever seen Love's or TA's,
But I mean, in the truck, where do you sleep?
there's a bedding area in the back of the truck.
area. Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, Loves. Hey, I'm a road warrior too, right? And thank you, truckers. I wanted to thank you because during COVID, we would have starved to death. I've read that 70% of our freight tonnage is carried over the road by truckers.
Yes, everything in this studio
Uh-huh.
came in through a truck. So at least 70% of most items are trucked in.
And people, we owe them, they're road warriors, they really are. I drove to Vegas, and I call myself a road warrior, right? I drove with my 2 dogs and my nephew who doesn't drive, so I drove all the way, and I didn't stop and spend the night anywhere. And it was the first time I'd driven over 8 hours. So, and I can understand, it becomes like me against the road. That's what I was telling people. It's me against the road, I got to get there. And I guess that's the people who love to drive. I'll tell you this story real quick. I had home health agencies, and I had a RN, director of nursing. She was making 6 figures. She wanted to go drive trucks, 18-wheelers, and she did. But in 6 months, she called me, Diane, can I have my job back? I said, yeah, you're going to have your job back. So she got tired of it pretty quickly. I don't know, it's just something she wanted to do, and she did it. So I think a lot of people, women is like 9-10%, I understand, it's not of the trucking, 90% of men.
On average, correct.
Yeah, on average. 70% of white, 21% black, and 8% Asian and Hispanic. So
one of my last students, she did the same thing. She was in nursing.
Yeah.
And then she got tired of it, and then she came to school to become a trucker.
Well,
And she just
nursing
started
is
her
pretty
journey.
tiring, I tell you
Yes,
that. I was
that's
in
what she told me,
healthcare for
because I was
years.
like, you're doing
It's
it.
hard.
Yeah,
It's hard.
you're
It's
transitioning
24/7, 365. There's never a holiday.
But she said her family was into trucking, and
Yeah.
so she wanted to go into trucking as
So
well.
is she still doing it?
She just started, so yes, she is.
Wow. So that's a young lady?
Not at all. She's in her late 50s.
And another thing that surprised me, you're never too old to be a trucker. It says there's no age limit. You can go and start being a trucker at 90, I guess, if you really want to and ain't good
There's a
health.
physical component of it. You have to pass a physical, right? So to make sure that you're able to. Some of them you have to be able to carry a certain weight too.
How much? I bet I couldn't even do it now.
No, like
I'm weak up
25
here.
to 40 pounds, depends on the
25,
company.
I can do 25.
But then not all of them. Some of them you just back up the truck and somebody unloads it. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
called drop
because
and
you
load.
actually have to unload some of the trucks.
Some of them, but majority of it, no. If you back up into Walmart, you back into somebody, they have their own
Yeah.
crew, and for insurance purposes,
Yeah.
you stay in the truck and they take everything off the truck for you.
Now I also read if you do a Walmart or a Cisco. In fact, we were at Cisco Foods because we're opening a coffee shop
Okay.
soon.
Mhm.
And Cisco Foods pays $100,000 a year for their truckers who drive the food up here.
They
I
do.
read. Walmart pays too.
Walmart, Cisco, a number of companies, and they started during COVID. During COVID, there was such a shortage
Yeah.
of drivers. This is how a lot of those laws come in under limited English, right? Because they needed it during COVID. They don't so much need it anymore. It's still a shortage, but not as bad as it was during COVID.
But California still allows it. But even a shortage, how do you put a person, man or woman, out there who can't read the signs and they're driving a long way? It's not like I'm going 5 miles down the street.
Yeah, so the excuse that they give is because of technology, they're able to use their phones to be able to communicate or transfer it. But that's
That doesn't make sense.
no, it's
Even
still
if it's
unsafe.
in your language.
It's still unsafe because
You
your
don't
truck
believe
is
in that,
moving at
right? You don't
75
believe
miles.
hiring people who can't speak English or read the signs. You don't believe in
No,
that?
I do not, for the simple reason that it is totally unsafe. It's against the law, first of all. Codified federal law,
Yeah.
4939(1)(11)B says
wow.
that they have to speak English or be able to interpret in English because we have no other signs in this country. You talk about France, they may have several signs over there, right?
Yeah.
But here, our one thing is English throughout all 50 states and also our districts.
Now, do you you have the 3 locations? You started in Lake Charles.
I
think
did.
You told me.
I was
And
at school going to McNeese.
How? In college. So
Correct.
you're
Well, I was
an
taking
entrepreneur
classes.
guy, right? You started.
Yes.
How long have you had that one over there? in Lake Charles?
It's still there.
Yeah, still there. How long has it been there?
2018.
Oh wow! And you in what? Were you an undergrad or getting a master's or getting a PhD? Which one?
McNeese, I think it was a bachelor's there.
You're getting a bachelor's,
Yeah.
but you weren't like 18.
No, indeed, no.
No, but
No.
so you were late to go get your bachelor's, but when you started, you didn't stop.
Correct.
Okay, so you were grown when you got.
Yeah, I had mostly got a lot of associate's degrees
Yeah.
in business. Because business
Yeah.
is my thing. And then
What
I
did
just-
your wife say? Did she know she was signing up for somebody who was a serial educator?
She met me at Berkeley. So, you know,
Oh,
so
okay.
she understood.
But you said she
just
told you it's
decided.
enough. I think.
Yeah, now she was like, man, it's been like 40 years you're still in school. But I love school. I absolutely love
I love to
school.
learn. In fact, that's
Right.
one reason I do this show. I pick my topics. I pay. You said that earlier.
Right.
But I learn so much. Now I know so much. What's a class C, D, L, class A, B, C?
Okay,
What?
good.
Tell the audience what that is.
All right, so I want you to think about this, right? When you were in high school,
Yeah.
and then you were maybe a freshman, a junior, all the way to a senior.
Uh-huh.
So a Class A is like a senior. With a
Uh-huh.
Class A license, you can drive anything, right? And it
Okay.
mostly means that you have a combination vehicle. You have the tractor and you have the trailer. So
Uh-huh.
anytime you have a combination vehicle, it requires you to have a Class A license.
Okay.
Or above 26,001 pounds. You have to have a Class A license. Okay.
And-
Now, Class B, I want you to think of those as straight trucks. And what I mean by straight trucks, if you ever seen a cement truck, it's a straight truck.
Oh,
If you ever
okay.
seen a dump truck, it's a straight truck, or even a bus. So anything that does not have a combination to it, it will be considered a Class B license.
Okay.
All right. If it's over, so again, 26,001 pounds.
And C.
Class C, I want you to think of shuttle buses, right? Anything over 16 passengers, right? 16 and below.
Okay.
It will be a Class C license. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
see, this is good information to know. I just like, I absorb now. I'm a mathematics, I'll tell you that.
I heard you.
Undergrad, I love
I heard you
math.
off with those statistics off the top of your head. It's so impressive.
I was up I got 2 hours sleep last night. Because I'm so busy, and I'm doing 4 shows today, so I didn't have a lot of time to read until then when I printed it late last night.
Right.
But once I read it, it's my mother's memory.
Okay.
I don't call it, I can't tell you the word, the sentence line, but I'm going to remember not just the numbers, the gist
Okay.
of everything that I read. And I always say hear a graphic too, like I remember what I hear. Boyfriends and husbands have told me, do you forget anything? No, I don't forget anything, especially what you did. So you always went back to New Orleans, so even though you're...
So I lived in Lake Charles while I was going to school
Right,
and opened up
McNeese.
the business. And then one of the hurricanes pushed me back to New Orleans. But I love
Because
Lake
Lake Charles had 3 hurricanes a couple of years ago.
Yes,
Do you like it better?
I love the sense of community,
Is it?
right? And the food is good as well.
Really? Lake
Yes.
Charles has good
It
Cajun
does,
food
it
or just
does.
food, period?
No, good Cajun food.
Well, you've got La Berge there, which
You
is a
do.
strange place, I thought, to put that nice big hotel. It's a casino.
Correct. You have 2 casinos.
Yeah,
over
you
there.
got it here in Baton Rouge and then Lake Charles. I was
Correct.
wondering, why not New Orleans? I was wondering.
Yeah, so Texas doesn't have legal gambling, so it's
yeah,
right
that's
there
right.
on the
They
line.
come over.
Mm,
Yeah.
They do. They do.
La Berge is nice. It's one here, like I said, in Baton Rouge. So does your wife participate in managing of the 3 businesses?
She has to. She has to do
I
the
thought
payroll.
so.
She has to do
Yes.
the management because I'm not going to do payroll. Right? I'm
Yeah.
going to set the system up, run people through. In fact, I was awarded by Governor Edwards, right, for having the most graduates come to workforce.
Yeah.
Right? Over 5,000 graduates
Oh,
in that period of
congratulations.
time.
That's
Thank
a lot.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
congratulations.
you. And the thing about workforce, they have to find jobs. But that's the easy part because there's a shortage. And now with this new law, right, to where you have to be proficient in English to be able to get into it, there's even more opportunities.
Did
for
you
people
have a
to get
lot
in.
of people that applied here in Louisiana that weren't proficient in English and couldn't read signs?
So, strangely, no. So
Yeah.
what I did see though, I did see that some non-English speaking, they could take the test in Spanish. You were required to take the permit test in Spanish. But they refused to. They refused to because they didn't want to be labeled that way. And probably it's to their benefit. So they passed it in English.
Oh, that's
But
good.
they had the opportunity to take it in Spanish.
Why would they let them take it in Spanish and they still can't read the signs?
Yes. So remember I was telling you that during COVID, they kind of lightened up
Yeah,
that.
maybe
You can
they had
drive in, as long as you're driving in the state, like even in California,
Yeah.
they fixed it. But now the federal government is no longer even allowing that.
But that guy on the turnpike in Florida, it was so
Horrific.
verbose
Yes.
how he just turned in the middle of the median and killed. He just went straight into their car and killed them. It's lucky only 3 died. I think some others were injured, like 14 or something. And he thought nothing of it because, hey, how often are you going to get hurt in a large cab?
Correct.
They
And
don't-
in this past, so there's people complaining that
He was
you're-
from California, I think his license. It was Illinois, California. New York had the worst offenders, is what I read,
Yes.
of the proficiency in English.
Correct. Correct.
That's a shame.
It is. It is.
30 people is a lot from that, that we know of,
Right.
in 1
And
year.
I looked up the research.
30
There's
deaths.
4 other cases just as horrific.
Yeah, you got the
as well.
Florida, and then there's one in California, isn't
There
there?
is.
Yeah.
And New York as well.
Yeah, the places that give out all these licenses.
Correct.
And California just lost $40 million because of the
They were refusing
Freight
to do
Motors
their right.
Carrier Safety
They've
Administration.
appealed it, and
Yeah.
they may, if they show that the federal government that they will discontinue it, that
They did?
have a chance. They have to show them.
They're not going to do it. They're going to keep on. They're probably getting paid
Yes.
under the table by big companies to keep on doing
Yeah,
what they're doing.
there's less labor cost if you do that. That's what they're looking at.
And the drivers don't care because they're
No.
sitting in the cab.
So Texas is well though, because I went down to Laredo to drop a load off some years ago, and I had no idea they had so many Mexico license plates. I didn't know that they can even do it then. They're running back and forth across the border to Laredo to the warehouses to ship stuff out.
Oh, really?
So I believe the federal government is cutting back on that as well.
But you know what? On that one, you're so close to the border that everybody speaks Spanish down there anyway, right?
Correct. But the
So
signs
is
are
that
not
big
in
a deal?
Spanish.
They still
The-
aren't?
the
In
signs are
Texas,
not-
they aren't?
No, the signs are in English. It's
Only
regulated
English.
by Department of Transportation and through
Yeah.
the Federal Motor Carrier Association.
Yeah.
It's only English.
And I guess because, and Trump just made English America had no language. We didn't have a primary language. When he changed that,
Okay.
he made English America's primary language. So isn't that weird? I had read that already before that English was not America's. They had no primary language.
Yeah,
We
we're
never
a country
had
of
one.
immigrants, so I can see that.
Yeah. But even when you look at certain things, like he named the Department of Defense Department of War, he didn't change it. Go back and look what George Washington named it. It was named the Department of War
From the beginning.
until the 1980s, and Jimmy Carter changed it to the Department of Defense. So people ought to get their history straight because he took it back to what it was.
Got you.
It's been for 150 years it was Department of War, and then Carter changed it to Department of Defense, which I don't know. I think a lot of people's strategy is to make people around the world, if they think we're too easy, they will walk over us, right?
Correct.
And if you make them think that you're not going to take it anymore, they are not as soon to do that. That's
Yeah,
quick
one of
to
the
do
presidents says, "Walk, talk softly, but carry a big
that.
stick."
That's right. Who said that? Was it Roosevelt?
One of them.
Yeah, I can't remember. It wasn't anybody recently. I don't think.
No, it was one of the
wasn't.
Roosevelts.
Yeah. So your wife and you have started. How many employees do you have at CDL?
So at our height, we had, I'm going to say, 25 employees.
At 3 locations?
Yes, but with technology now, right? Where we're able to do the ELDT, I don't need as many. So
That's
I believe
true.
it's about 8 or 9.
Were you Zooming people to take
Yes, so
to
they
classes?
go online and they can take 80 hours.
Yeah, I'll
of-
have your
of-
sign up on the screen when we do the show.
correct.
You sent me one and I saw
And-
Zoom.
And it's going to be even
So you don't do
larger.
instructors anymore?
Yes,
AI
we
too,
do,
you
but the
can-
instructors are just primarily teaching them how to back up and go over the road. They don't have to be in the classroom going over the safety
Classrooms
issues.
are going to become extinct
It
almost,
is.
yeah, and
It
everything,
is.
not
You've
just.
seen that during COVID.
Yeah.
And some people never changed over.
Mhm.
So we have a hybrid license from the state where we're able to teach the safety classes online and pass with an 80% proficiency.
Oh, that's
and that'd
great.
be great, but it's the backing which I'm
That-
so proud of. That gives you more time when you do your online classes.
Uh-huh.
And then you come to school, you have more time in the truck, you have more time over the road,
Mm-hmm.
you become a better driver.
Are you a driver?
I am.
Okay, how long did you drive?
Oh, so I started in the Marines back in the 80s. They taught me
Again,
how to
thank you for your
drive.
service. You told me you were a Marine. I believe everybody deserves thank you.
Thank you
for
so much,
dedicating their
ma'am.
life to this country, for giving back to this country.
Yes, and so that was in 82.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got away from it a while, and then I got another license in 2016.
Yeah, and you could go to school on the GI Bill, couldn't you? You were
Yes.
going to school so much your wife teased you. And what made you decide to become a trucker?
So I was at McNeese, right? And while I was in Lake Charles, I started some other businesses. First, I did a brokerage, which they brokered.
Financial brokerage or?
No, logistic brokerage. But
Okay.
we're the ones that get the truckers to move the material left and right, right? And so I was so much in demand that I needed more trucks, so I opened up a trucking company, right? And then I was short of drivers. Then that made me open up a trucking school. So it was always need.
Yeah.
It was a financial need that made me move from brokering to trucking to schools.
Mm-hmm. And then you're an entrepreneur by spirit. I can
Correct.
see it.
Then I
I
had
can
too
feel
many
it in you.
drivers, and then
Yeah.
so we opened up a staffing company to be able to put them to work.
So you and your wife are a team.
Yes.
You all work
listen,
together
I
on this.
cannot do anything without her.
When did
I'm on that pretty face.
when did-
Not saying her face isn't pretty, but I don't do any other
Right, I
work
got
but
you.
teaching.
Don't
Yeah.
let her hear that part. Don't let her see that part what you just said. Just call her beautiful. Tell her hello,
Always.
beautiful.
Always.
We don't
So
want you to get in
beautiful.
trouble when you get home.
Yes.
So you and her, you were married when
together-
you went to McNeese, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you already married. Was she in the Marines?
No. She was in education. Yeah, she was an admin in education.
She was in admin and education. So do you plan on going and building more schools around?
No, I'm going to go into the technology part. I'm going to provide the electronic technology that's needed as a franchise to other people.
Tell me
Because
what were you?
what happens is that the law during COVID, they said that because of so many accidents, as we alluded to earlier, they needed one standard nationwide for everybody to get the same training. It's called entry-level driver training. So I created my own, right? And then so the Army, the U.S. Army approved it, the Federal Motor Carrier approved it, and then people can get on and get all the mandatory safety training done.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like the same when you go into a plant, you have to take the safety classes.
Yeah.
Even the kids, when they get their driver's license, they have to take the driving classes.
Yeah.
So now we were able to get a hybrid license to issue it over all 50 states.
That's wonderful. So will you back away from the schools
So I'm going to consult and teach other people how to open up schools.
around the country?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Because the safety stuff is needed. So yes.
Now, what happens? There have been a lot of movies on lately about CDLs. I don't know if on Lifetime,
Oh,
the
yeah.
true stories. What's her
That's my
name?
wife, Beer.
Yeah, she would know. Gabrielle is something. What is her last name? But she played. It's a true story.
Gabrielle Union? No.
Not Union, yeah,
Oh.
no. But this one was. You remember Jamie Foxx?
I remember.
When he played.
Oh,
the
I know you're
hotel.
talking about, yeah,
And
that
her
lady.
name, Gabrielle
That lady,
too?
the tall lady.
Yeah,
Yes.
she played the part. Her sister was a CDL owner. She owned the rigs, but she didn't drive much.
Okay.
But she was a driver. And her daughter had autism, the owner's daughter
Okay.
had autism, and she went with her aunt. And she got kidnapped. And she got kidnapped because she was texting a young man or on internet, really, not
Online,
texting. And they had
right.
started texting, but she had met him there. And he thought she was older or different, and she thought he was younger, he was a little older, but he had a mental problem too. But it showed how all the CDL drivers banded together to help find that man who had that daughter, and that's how they found her.
Right.
They were using the CB
Correct.
radio and everything to look for the man who had her daughter.
If they banded together.
Yes, they did, which was, and is it like that? Are they people, like I remember when I was...
Not as much.
No, yeah.
Not as much. What happens is back when we had the CVs, right?
Yeah.
And they had handles, and you can, you've seen the movie Smokey or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
And so you can talk to it. Now it's different. The younger people, they're mostly on their social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While they're driving?
Yeah.
Can you put it, do most drivers really have...
So you can have which is called hands-free.
Uh-huh.
Because you can have your headphones connected to your phone
Oh, okay.
for incoming calls, not
Uh-huh.
for watching
Oh.
social media while you're driving.
Well, okay, doctor. It was very nice having you on Dianne Andrews in Black and White. And we'll see you again.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. I'll get you
Update.
back up here again.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been
Come
a
back to
pleasure.
Dianne Andrews in Black and White next week. We are still doing other shows. We did the local show on the East Baton Rouge Metro Council and maybe purportedly misuse of funds. And then now we're doing the CDLs for people to understand how they can make a better way in their life by taking that course, which doesn't take that long.
No, it doesn't.
And how much does it cost, you said?
So I didn't talk about the cost
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of times the cost will range from about $3,000 to maybe $12,000. It depends on which course that they're taking. But with entry-level driver training, we will train you now and you pay us back after you get a job.
And yeah, you said
pay
you're doing that
after you
now.
get a job.
But workforce pays how much?
Workforce pays about, depending like anywhere from $5,000 to $12,000.
Oh, really? That's
Depends
good
on the
then.
school. Depends
Yeah.
on what the school does. You get to name what your price is.
Okay.
And that's $12,000. They stay in school 5 or 6 months.
That's amazing, isn't it?
It is a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah,
A long time.
that's good. And then we're getting ready to do something on Venezuela. So come back and join us on Cox 13 on Sundays at 3 o'clock or YouTube or social media. God bless you and you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Ellen, and I'm here to talk about Fiji's Totes. This is a wonderful dog bed. I cannot say enough good things about it. And the crazy thing is that it's just a dog bed, but it's so much more than that. As you can see, my dog Bailey is perfectly comfortable and happy. What's so great about this pillow and why I decided that I had to talk about it was because I had spent so much money on dog beds. Every month I was buying a new dog bed, $50, $60. The next month, another one because it would get stinky and I couldn't clean it. And finally when I met, well, I'd already known Miss Dianne, but when she told me about her dog pillows and how great they were, I was like, I need to get one. You just throw it in, wash it, and then let it air dry, and it's perfect. You can vacuum it in between, and it's just amazing. I can't say enough good things.